King Solomon, the name echoes through history. He's a legend, a ruler of immense wealth and wisdom. The Bible tells us about his reign. It paints a picture of unimaginable riches. Gold, ivory, precious stones. Solomon had it all. His throne room shimmered. His palaces overflowed with treasures. Where did this wealth come from? The Bible speaks of mines, mines that provided endless riches. These mines, lost to time, became known as King Solomon's mines. The Book of Kings describes the vast quantities of gold brought back to Jerusalem. Each year, Solomon received over 600 talents of gold. That's over 25 tons. This gold was used to build his magnificent temple. It adorned his palaces and funded his powerful army. The Bible tells us these riches came from a mysterious land called Ophir, but the exact location of Ophir, it remains a mystery. The mystery of King Solomon's mines has captivated people for centuries. Where were these mines located? What treasures did they hold? The Bible offers few clues. It speaks of a distant land, a land rich in gold, silver, and precious stones. Was Ophir a real place, or a mythical land of unimaginable riches? The search for these answers has led explorers and adventurers on a centuries-long quest. The lure of King Solomon's lost treasure still burns bright today. The location of Ophir is one of history's greatest mysteries. The Bible doesn't give us an exact location. This has led to much speculation over the centuries. Some scholars believe Ophir was in Africa. They point to ancient writings that mention trade routes between ancient Israel and Africa. These writings describe shipments of gold, ivory, and exotic animals, all items associated with King Solomon's reign. Others believe Ophir was located in India. India has long been known for its riches. Gold, diamonds, and spices have been traded there for millennia. Ancient Indian texts mention trade with the Middle East. Could these ancient seafaring merchants have reached the court of King Solomon? It's certainly possible. The Arabian Peninsula is another contender. This region is known for its frankincense and myrrh. These were highly prized in the ancient world. The Bible mentions these goods in connection with King Solomon. Could Ophir have been located on the Arabian Peninsula? It's a possibility that can't be ignored. The truth is, the exact location of Ophir remains unknown. Was it one of these places, or was it somewhere else entirely? The mystery deepens when we consider the Queen of Sheba. This powerful queen traveled to Jerusalem with a vast caravan of gifts from King Solomon. Gold, spices, and precious stones were among her offerings. Was the Queen of Sheba from Ophir? Did she hold the key to the location of its fabled mines? The Queen of Sheba's visit to King Solomon is a story of power, intrigue, and perhaps a curse. Legends say the queen was captivated by Solomon's wisdom and wealth. She saw the splendor of his court and the abundance of his riches. This, she believed, came from the mines of Ophir. The queen, determined to protect her land's treasures, uttered a curse. It was a warning to anyone who dared to seek out the mines. The curse of the Queen of Sheba is a chilling tale. It speaks of misfortune, madness, and death for those who seek the mines with greed in their hearts. Legend has it that those who find the mines but are unworthy will face terrible consequences. They might find their newfound wealth turning to dust, or worse, they might meet an untimely end. The curse of the Queen of Sheba adds a layer of danger to the mystery of King Solomon's mines. It's a reminder that some treasures are best left undisturbed. But the allure of such vast riches is hard to resist. For centuries, adventurers and explorers have risked their lives in search of the mines. Some were driven by greed, others by a thirst for adventure, but all were united by a single desire to find the lost mines of King Solomon. In 1885, a novel reignited the world's fascination with King Solomon's mines. H. Rider Haggard's King Solomon's Mines wasn't just a book, it was a phenomenon. The novel told the story of Alan Quatermain. He's a seasoned adventurer. Quatermain is hired to find a lost explorer in Africa. His journey leads him to the legendary mines. Haggard's vivid descriptions and thrilling adventure captivated readers. He painted a picture of a lost world, a world of hidden valleys, ancient temples, and dazzling treasures. The novel wasn't entirely fictional. Haggard drew inspiration from real-life explorers and African legends. He wove these elements together to create a compelling narrative. King Solomon's Mines wasn't just a good read, it sparked a new wave of interest in finding the legendary mines. Explorers set off to Africa, maps in hand, eager to follow in Alan Quatermain's footsteps. The book provided a fictional blueprint for their real-life quests. While Haggard's novel was a work of fiction, it tapped into a very real desire. The human desire for adventure, discovery, and perhaps a little bit of lost treasure. Inspired by legends and fueled by Haggard's novel, numerous expeditions embarked on a quest to find the elusive mines. These expeditions ventured into the heart of unexplored territories. They faced scorching deserts, dense jungles, and treacherous mountains. Each expedition brought with it hopes of discovery, but often these hopes ended in disappointment or even tragedy. One such expedition, led by the German explorer Karl Mauch in the late 19th century, believed they had found evidence of the mines in present-day Zimbabwe. They stumbled upon ancient ruins. These ruins, they thought, held the key to the lost treasure. But their excitement was short-lived. Further investigation revealed that the ruins, while impressive, were not connected to King Solomon. The stories of these expeditions, filled with adventure and misfortune, added to the mystique surrounding King Solomon's mines. They became cautionary tales, stories whispered around campfires. The message was clear: the mines are out there, but finding them can come at a great cost. Despite the risks, the allure of the unknown remained. The search for King Solomon's mines continued, driven by a thirst for adventure and the hope of uncovering one of history's greatest treasures. While the exact location of King Solomon's mines remains a mystery, recent archaeological discoveries have provided intriguing clues. In the Timna Valley of Israel, archaeologists unearthed evidence of an ancient copper mining operation. Dating back to the 10th century BC, King Solomon's era, these mines were massive. They were sophisticated for their time. Was this the source of King Solomon's legendary wealth? The Timna Valley mines offer a fascinating glimpse into ancient mining practices. Archaeologists uncovered vast networks of tunnels. They found remnants of furnaces and tools. They even unearthed remnants of food and clothing, painting a picture of daily life for the miners. While these mines produced copper, not gold, the scale of the operation is significant. Could this be the industrial powerhouse that fueled King Solomon's empire? The Timna Valley discoveries suggest that King Solomon's wealth wasn't just about gold, it was about resource management, it was about trade, it was about the ability to extract and utilize resources on a massive scale. The legend of King Solomon's mines continues to fascinate us. Was it a real place, or a myth passed down through generations? The evidence is inconclusive. We have ancient texts, we have tantalizing archaeological discoveries, and we have centuries of speculation, but the mines themselves remain elusive. Perhaps that's part of the allure. The quest for King Solomon's mines is about more than just finding treasure. It's about the thrill of the unknown. It's about pushing the boundaries of exploration and challenging our understanding of the past. It's about the human spirit of adventure. So, are the mines real? Do they lie hidden somewhere, waiting to be rediscovered? Or are they simply a product of our collective imagination? The answer, friends, may lie buried beneath the sands of time. Or perhaps it's closer than you think. The real treasure of any seasoned explorer will tell you lies in the journey itself.